Hey, seriously, is this safe?
Very safe. 50-50.
50-50, what, like 50% we live, 50% we die?
50-50. Bro, what the fuck? Obviously he doesn't know what 50-50 means. Oh my god.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? So today I wanted to talk about the best bounties to farm with your Vulgus chips, pretty much going from worst to best. Now, if you do see one of your favorite descendants in a lower tier, just know that this video is mainly for efficiency, the worst bounty being the lowest value for your chip, and the best bounty being the highest value for your chip. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Now, the worst bounty we're going to be looking at is going to be the Toxic bounty. Now, this bounty honestly doesn't really have any heavy hitters in here other than Harris. Harris is going to be your only best bet in this bounty to farm, since she is probably the only, no, not even probably, she is the only one that is viable in this list for Onslaught. Freyna and Keelan, however, are really not cutting it when it comes to Onslaught. I rarely do see Freyna's or even Keelan's when I play Onslaught, and I have over like 300 runs. So, I mean, maybe you can make Freyna work. I don't know about Keelan, but if you wanted to go for Harris, then by all means go ahead. Keep in mind, it is random, or there is RNG when it comes to what ancestor mod you're going to get. So you could get really unlucky and get like a bunch of Keelan ones, and then there you go. It's pretty useless. There is an event going on right now where you can dismantle ancestor mods for fragments, but again, I'm not going to go based on an event, obviously, because events aren't going to be here forever, so keep that in mind. Also, I forgot to mention, these are going based off difficulty as well when it comes to completions. Toxic, in my opinion, is the most annoying to complete due to the fact that you have to use the same element, Descendant, as the bounty. So with the Toxic one, you're only limited to Freyna, Keelan, and Harris. Obviously Harris being the best to clear, but yeah, keep that in mind when I talk about these bounties. Now for this next bounty, I am going to be talking about non-attribute, and I know a lot of people are going to be confused on why non-attribute is so low on this list, and to be honest, it was pretty hard to decide whether or not I wanted to put this low, but the reason why I ended up putting it right above Toxic was just the amount of descendants that are on this list. Yes, you are going to be getting descendants like Galay, Eugen, Luna, Ajax, Valby, you know, the list goes on, but then there's also descendants like Jaber, Enzo, Kyle, Nell, and honestly there's just a lot of non-attribute descendants where you will be farming this bounty and wondering why you're just getting so many shit AMs, because there's just so many, I'm gonna be totally honest, there's just so many underperformers in this list that I feel like it is a big waste on using your Vulgus chips for this. Now if you really want to, you can, because I'm gonna be totally honest, there are a lot of good descendants on this list as well, but man, the amount of times I've actually went into this bounty and only got Ajax, only got Enzo, Kyle, and Jaber, and Nell. Honestly, the value you're getting with your Vulgus chip is really diminished when you go to this bounty, especially this bounty, because there's just way too many descendants in non-attribute category that honestly it's just a waste of time doing it. Like, you're just better off like using fragments or something and getting them in this event. But again, the event is not going to be here forever, so yeah, you're just probably better off just getting them as a random drop. Now, the next bounty we're going to be talking about is going to be the Fire bounty. Honestly, this is the most middle of the road bounty of the entire list. Like, I was very certain this was going to be in the middle, just because every descendant on this list is actually pretty damn decent when it comes to Onslaught. Obviously, aside from Serena is like really good for Onslaught for her survivability and her damage, but you can get characters like Lepic or even Ultimate Eugen that can be really useful. Lepic with his toe, or Ultimate Eugen for his tankiness. He can be kind of like the guy that goes around reviving people if they go down, or be a distraction for commanders and tyrants. But honestly, I don't really have too much to say with this bounty. Like, go for it if you want. If you main Serena, by all means, this is not a bad bounty to go for. Any of these AMs that you get are pretty decent. I would say obviously the best is Serena. And if you didn't know right now, Serena is going to be getting a new Transcendent mod pretty soon. So if you do go for this bounty and you get a couple of Transcendent mods, a couple of ancestor mods for Serena, probably could make some caliber, so keep that in mind. But other than that, yeah, that's all I really have to say about this bounty. Yeah. decent bounty. Now for our next bounty, we are going to be talking about the chill bounty. Honestly, I was going to put non-attribute here, but to be honest, like the fact that there's only 3 people that you can get in this bounty and 2 of them being really good for Onslaught, I don't know, I just really feel like this should be here. Viessa, honestly, if you didn't know, is probably one of the best Descendants when it comes for mobbing in Onslaught. Like, she can clear so fast. Daya is pretty good too. She can clear pretty fast. She does a lot of damage. And Haley, sadly, Haley's probably the worst Descendant that I've seen in Onslaught. Okay, I wouldn't say worse, but yeah, she's not that good. She's kind of fallen off pretty hard. Hopefully they buff her, but I don't know. Yeah, honestly though, this is a really solid bounty to go for. If you want to spend your Vulgus chips, I would highly recommend spending them here, or at least one of the places I would spend them. I will say though, this is one of the hardest bounties to complete just because the boss can freeze you and one-shot you. So if you don't have a good build on Viessa, because Viessa is honestly the best one for this bounty, seriously, good luck. But yeah, honestly, a really solid bounty. And now for the best bounty to farm in the game, the Electric Bounty. These Descendants right now are currently meta in the game. Inez has proven herself to be one of the strongest Descendants again after being nerfed, and Bunny, after being kind of casted in the shadows for a little bit, came back and is now one of the strongest Descendants in Onslaught. Both Inez and Bunny, and even Sharon. I won't even lie, Sharon is also a solid pick, but she's a very sleeper pick. I don't understand why. But anyways, this bounty is 100% your best value. Every single Descendant on this list that you get for an AM is going to be good, and honestly is going to be worth your time. If there's any bounty I would recommend you farm, it's this bounty right here. The Electric Descendants, like I said, are dominating Onslaught, and if you want to have a breeze through Onslaught and get through the mission as fast as possible, these Descendants are going to be in your team, or at least one of them is going to be in your team. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this bounty. There really isn't nothing else to say other than you should save your Vulgus for this. Save your chips for this. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Just to give a little recap of the best or worst to best bounties in the game. It's Toxic, then non-attribute, then Fire, then Chill, then Electric, in that order. Now again, this is only for efficiency. If you have a Descendant in the lower end tier bounties that you like, by all means go ahead. But if you're just trying to be as efficient as possible, then yeah, in this order is what you want to farm the bounties. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.